Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara varishtaya Ramakrishna Math Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorama mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. We have been discussing some of the topics selected from the Gospel. Today's topic I have chosen in our mind, which will not allow us to turn inward towards spirituality. Spirituality means turning within. How far you are able to focus within yourself, to that extent you are able to experience spirituality, the glory of spirituality. It is not a fiction, it's a fact. In order to show the fact, the Divine Supreme incarnates Himself in order to lead the people who are sincerely struggling for spiritual life. So, it is very important for us to note that though all of us are running and running, what for? For happiness. Since we are not getting happiness to our satisfaction, we keep on running. Go on running is infinite. As long as you can learn, as long as you can run, you are allowed to run. Run to whatever extent you want. Finally you will know that by running that way, you will never be able to get happiness in the real sense of the term. On the other hand, it entangles you in so many things. In the pursuit of happiness, you are imprisoned in sufferings. So, God has given us intellect. We have to train the intellect properly. Education. What sort of education we are getting? With this type of education which we are getting is only fit for giving you jobs and have some properties, some possessions, some kind of enjoyments. Eating, drinking, sleeping, eating, drinking, sleeping. What else? What else? So, one has to really think seriously, and that seriousness will come only through suffering. People normally don't learn Even through suffering also people will not learn. Don't think that by suffering everybody will learn. Not at all. Sometimes suffering makes people more adamant in their materialistic way of thinking. Well, finally they have to come down. They have to turn back. Because where is God really speaking? He is in everyone's heart. It is because of that divine light we are able to function. We are operating, we are dancing, doing all sorts of things. So, it is a container that makes us jump and fall, etc. What is that container? Mind, subtle body. But the indwelling Chaitanya, consciousness, is very sublime, divine. Just as if you see light throughout the world, how many millions and millions of lights are there? But in essence, it's only one. Only one light appearing as infinite lights, infinite varieties of life. But if you analyze, the core is light only. But it is functioning in different ways depending upon the structure of the container. So this human body is just like that. The structure. Somehow we have entered into the structure and we are behaving in a very abnormal way from the spiritual point of view. From worldly point of view, you are all very normal. From spiritual point of view, you are not at all normal. So, Sri Ramakrishna tells, Brahman is, what is Brahman? Nicely explains. Even if you read Upanishads, you may not be able to understand properly. But Sri Ramakrishna makes us understand. He comes and lives with us, plays with us, suffers for us in order to uplift us. That's the beauty of these incarnations. Still we want to go in darkness. What else? Anyway, Sri Ramakrishna says in the Gospel, Brahman is between light and darkness. It is between light and darkness. But still it is light. But not the light that we perceive. We perceive the light, it is material light. The divine light is not material light. In another place, Sri Ramakrishna says in the Gospel, the Kundalini. People are much aware of this word Kundalini. This Kundalini has raised. Kundalini means spiritual power. So when that power awakens, what happens? Sri Ramakrishna explains it. It passes through the lower centers. The lower centers are Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura. These are the three lower centers where people are engaged in material things. The whole mind is submerged in worldliness. They can't even raise their head. Just like the aquatic animals. Some of the animals, they live deep in the ocean. They can't come up at the surface at all. They are just spending their time deep under the bottom of the ocean. Just like that, people engrossed in worldliness, they are just being drowned, as it were, and just spending their time aimlessly, foolishly. Even though they feel they are not doing properly, still they cannot get out of that situation. So, Sri Ramakrishna says, when the spiritual power awakens, it just rises up. It doesn't dwell on these three lower centers. It comes to the anahata. That is the spiritual center of the heart. In between the chest, that is the center. When the mind, when the spiritual force comes to that center, person becomes stable. Once the mind is stabilized, it doesn't hanker after going down the lower centers. That means it doesn't hanker after the so-called enjoyments or the material pleasures of this world. It is just disgusted. Chi, it tells. It's a durgandh. He gets nauseated. He cannot tolerate anymore. So, what happens at that time? The mind of the aspirant is withdrawn from the three lower centers and he feels the awakening of divine consciousness and sees light. Nirato idamuddhastva vidyulleke vabhasvara, Narayana Sukta says. Upanishad says, divine light is there. So, he sees that light. When he sees that light in mute wonder, he sees that radiance and cries out, what is this? What is this? These are the words of Sri Ramakrishna in the Gospel, page number 499. What is this? What is this? So Sri Ramakrishna instructs. He compares this body to the shrine. This shrine of the body should not be left dark. One should illuminate with the lamp of wisdom. How beautiful. Lamp of wisdom. Lighting the lamp of knowledge in the chamber of your heart, behold the face of the mother, Brahman's embodiment. Again Sri Ramakrishna says, in different places he has said, I am just taking those things which are relevant to our subject today. Sri Ramakrishna says, God is within us. Whether you are worldly, whether you are spiritual, whether you are living, whether you are animate, whether you are inanimate, whatever you may be, God is within. And again, Sri Ramakrishna says, He is outside. He inside as well as outside, both. Very, very encouraging words of wisdom Sri Ramakrishna has given to us, has revealed. Whatever Sri Ramakrishna has said, himself has experienced it. Who is Sri Ramakrishna? The Supreme Brahman coming in the form of Sri Ramakrishna to help us. If you hold on to Sri Ramakrishna, then you are sure to get success in spirituality. I will come to that subject later on. In fact, Swami Vivekananda, one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, they are all giants, 16 disciples. What a tremendous spiritual force. Sri Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi, Swami Vivekananda themselves are supremely great forces. In addition to that, all the other disciples, one after the other. Each one of them was trained by Sri Ramakrishna. Even Holy Mother got spiritual education from Sri Ramakrishna. In order to show how it is very essential to educate spiritually. Are we doing that? Impossible. We are doing nothing from the point of spiritual education. That means spiritual education means you have to learn what exactly spirituality means and you must adopt it. Just as you go to a master's degree and then run for a job, for adaptation. What is the use of learning master's degree? Taking degree what? Because you get good employment. You are adapting it. Same way, spiritual education. Spiritual learning. That's very, very important. Very important. And Swami Vivekananda says, Sri Ramakrishna himself has said, these are the words of Vivekananda. What he has said? You should meditate on this portrait of mine. That means Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling. Portrait. And that will do. By invoking a master, one can have so many visions of light. But he must be invoked heart and soul. He is the light of the self-revealing and all-pervading. His manifestations are everywhere. So that is the light which we are focusing in today's topic. The divine light. The divine light which is within us. Light is a symbol of truth, knowledge and bliss. The light of consciousness shines forth in all living beings. The goal of human life is to wake up to this light from the sleep of ignorance and be blessed. Of course, I just did prayer before commencing the class. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma mritangamaya. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. What a famous prayer that you can see in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. We live in different levels of life. Physical, intellectual, and spiritual. physical light, you see, through your senses. It removes darkness and helps us in our work and activities. Intellectual light, what does it do? It removes our ignorance by study of books. And what about spiritual light? Spiritual light gives us self-knowledge. Atma-jnana. Atma-jnana. Atmanubhuti. Experience of the divine consciousness within. That's why spiritual light is supreme light. Soothing. Ever blissful. We get another kind of light from different objects. Very nice it is to study. If you stand in front of the Statue of Liberty, you will get light of liberty, freedom, and social justice, which are the aspirations of modern man. Again, if you stand in front of a statue of Sri Ramchandra, Sri Krishna, Buddha, Christ, or Sri Ramakrishna, you will get light of spiritual life. The nature of the light within is described in various scriptures. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, there's a beautiful discussion between King Janak and sage Yajnavalkya. These are all famous passages. Please read them. Very uplifting messages are there. Janaka, the great king, asks Yajnavalkya Maharshi, "Sir, what serves as light for a man?" Sage Yajnavalkya replies, "The light of the sun. When the sun sets, by the light of the moon. Where there is no sun and the moon has also set, by the light of fire. When fire is extinguished, by the light of speech, sound." Here already we begin to see that the sage sees light in more than just physical terms. Light is that which illumines, and through sound one can see. But now the king asks, by what light can we see if there is no sound? Then the sage replies, by the light of the self, by the light of the Atman. The Atman is not illumined by anything else. That is, its light is not borrowed or reflected. That's why it is eternal. The moon gets its light from the sun. Similarly, all light that we see is a reflection of the light of the Atman, the light of consciousness. Another famous Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, describes this innermost layer as the supreme bright sheath. Supreme bright sheath, Anandamaya Kosha. It is Brahman, the supreme reality, free from taints and without parts. It is pure and is the light of lights. In the next verse, the same Upanishad says, there the sun does not shine, nor moon, nor the stars. Everything shines even as it does. By his light all this shines diversely. The same message is given by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Jyotisham api tad jyotis tamasah paramuchyate jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam hridi sarvasya vishtitam. Lord Krishna says, He is the light of lights, said to be beyond darkness, knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the goal of knowledge. He is seated in the hearts of all. He is the light of lights. He is said to be beyond darkness. He is knowledge. He is the object of knowledge, and He is the goal of knowledge. He is seated in the hearts of all. Shankaracharya, great Acharyas, Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhvacharya, wonderful. How blessed we are having these great spiritual masters. He gives a beautiful image to meditate on. He nicely explains it. Imagine a pitcher with many holes and a candle placed in it. What do you see? The light shines out through all the holes. Our body-mind complex is like a pitcher. And the light of this Atman shines through all the sense organs and through the mind and its activities. Because of the light of consciousness within, we are conscious of the outside world. A log or a dead body is not conscious. Matter by itself has no consciousness. Yet, another analysis is given by the Upanishads. Our life is spent in 3 stages. What are they? Waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state. In all these stages, some kind of light must be present, because there is experience. Even in deep sleep, we know there is consciousness, because when we wake up, we say, I slept very well. We are in touch with the Atman in deep sleep, but we are not aware of it when we wake up from that state. Those who practice spiritual disciplines can understand and become aware of it even while awake. The Upanishads talk about a 4th state of existence, that is Turiya, or the transcendental state. In this transcendental state, one is aware of pure consciousness. We are not aware of this state now because of the impurities of mind and the ignorance that cover us. But this is temporary. As sun is sometimes covered by the clouds, the Atman is sometimes covered by ignorance. Through spiritual disciplines, we can sweep aside that ignorance. Spiritual practice is meant only to tear off that ignorance, to get rid of that ignorance. That's the purpose of spiritual practice. Sun is ever shining. Somehow you have to find out the method of dispersing the cloud that covering the sun. In the process of the spiritual struggle, we shall have to face many obstacles before we receive illumination. But we should not be disheartened or discouraged by the struggle. Despair, darkness, the dark tunnel is something all spiritual aspirants have to face. But if we persist, eventually the self reveals itself. We must strongly believe in ourselves. Swami Vivekananda said that the atheist is he who does not believe in himself. He also said, never mind the failures. They are quite natural. They are the beauty of life. See how Swami explains. They are the beauty of life. We should know that to succeed. We need tremendous perseverance and will. Swami Vivekananda often exhorted us to arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. If we persist, then suddenly, like the sun emerging from the clouds, Atmajnan comes in a flash. Sri Ramakrishna used to sing this song. Dive, O mind, dive deep in the ocean of God's beauty. If you descend to the innermost depths, there you will find the gem of love. Light up true wisdom's shining lamp, and let it burn with steady flame unceasingly within our heart. We can sing this song to ourselves and derive great encouragement from it. The actual experience is rather mysterious and cannot be described in words. Swami Vivekananda tries to describe it in his poem, The Hymn of Samadhi. Swamiji has written so many poems. The book is available. All the poems are collected in given to us in a book form. The Hymn of Samadhi. What he says? Lo, the sun is not, nor the comely moon. All light extinct in the great void of space. Floats shadow-like the image universe. In the void of mind involute, there floats the fleeting universe, rises and floats. Sinks again, ceaseless, in the current eye. Slowly, slowly, the shadow multitude entered the primal womb and flowed ceaseless. The only current, the I am. Lo, it is stopped. Even that current flows no more. Wide, merged into void, beyond speech and mind, whose heart understands, he verily does. So the teachings of Upanishads are not mere stories. They are facts which can be realized by every one of us. Swami Vivekananda describes a time at Belur Math. One day, Swami Vivekananda ji, he woke up in the middle of the night. Suddenly woke up. To his amazement, he saw some light emanating from Swami Vivekananda's room in the middle of the night. Vivekananda ji thought at first that the Swami might be reading, but he wanted to verify the fact whether it is true or not. He simply guessed that Swamiji might be reading under the light. So he peeped through the window. To his amazement, he found Swami Vivekananda absorbed in meditation. A soft light was radiating from his person and filling the room. Swami Vivekananda saw this and stunned to see. The light within is not a fancy, but a fact. And it is not only Swami Vivekananda who can realize it, all of us must realize it. To realize it is the purpose of life. And by realizing the light within, one becomes free and happy and a source of joy and inspiration to others. The meaning of spiritual realization has been made very clear by the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. He taught that it is not enough to have the experience of spiritual reality in meditation with eyes closed. When his beloved disciple Narendranath, that is Vivekananda, was pining for a transcendental experience in meditation, Sri Ramakrishna asked him, "Why are you so anxious to realize God with your eyes closed? Can't you see God with eyes open also?" Sri Ramakrishna stressed that the highest experience is to see God in everyone and in everything. See, he explained that there are two ideals. That's wonderful. This is Sri Ramakrishna's creative thought, I should say. He says, Jnana and Vijnana. What is Jnana? Jnana is to have experience of God in meditation. What is Vijnana? Vijnana is to see God in everything. So, simply by realizing God, don't think that you have attained the supreme experience of the knowledge. You must see God in everything. Then your knowledge is complete. Beautiful. Jnana and Vijnana. Beautiful. This is the goal. But we can also make it the means. Swami Vivekananda took this idea and made it the basis of the Ramakrishna mission. The aim of the mission is Atmano Mokshartham Jagadhitaya cha, for one's own spiritual unfoldment and for the well-being of the world. By working for the well-being of the world as worship of God in man, one discovers one's own spiritual realization in its highest sense as taught by Sri Ramakrishna. Until we wake up to our spiritual heritage and strive to realize it, the things of the world will seem very attractive to us. Only one who has woken to his heritage, this kind of heritage, will find the usual attractions of the world, such as name and fame, passions and possessions, to be tasteless. Sri Ramakrishna used to give the example of a baby. It's a beautiful example. What is that? The mother puts all sorts of toys in front of the baby and goes to do her work. Only when the baby tires of these toys and begins to cry loudly for the mother does she come. Similarly, it is only when we realize that there is a vast spiritual treasure within us, and when we become restless to realize it, are we awaken to that light. So, be awakened to divine light within. That's all. Sri Ramakrishna has clearly explained. You don't have to have any confidence about God, about which form of God you are worshipping. Whatever form of God you are worshipping the same God. That's all. No conflicts at all. The conflicts come because of the impurities of the mind. The mind should be freed from impurities. They become freed from impurities only when you learn, when you have spiritual education. That's the point. So, spiritual education, you can get spiritual education through reading of scriptures and thinking and rethinking, meditating about the ideas in the scriptures. Page 840. Sri Ramakrishna was about to take his bath. A devotee was rubbing his body with oil on the veranda south of his room. Yam came there after finishing his bath in the Ganges and saluted the master. After bathing, Sri Ramakrishna wrapped himself in a towel and with folded hands saluted the deities in the temples from afar. He could not go to the temples because of his illness. It was the sacred Janmashtami day, the birthday of Lord Krishna. Ram and other devotees had brought new clothes for Sri Ramakrishna. He put them on and looked charming. Again he saluted the deities. Gopalma brought her Gopala. The baby Krishna. Gopalma regarded Sri Ramakrishna as Gopala and addressed him by that name. Gopalma used to address Sri Ramakrishna as Gopala. So Gopalma brought her Gopala some food. Here Gopala means Krishna Ramakrishna. She brought some food that she had prepared at her home at Kamarhati. I had gone there to see that place. Every year they take the brahmacharis in a boat to see that place, Kamarhati, on the bank of the Ganga. Bindu Madhava temple, village location, countryside. Very nice. She said to the master sorrowfully, "But you won't eat any of it." Master said, "You see, I am ill, Gopalma. That's my bad luck. Please take a little in your hand." Master said, "Please give me your blessing." A devotee brought some sugar candy. Gopalma said, "Let me take it to the Holy Mother in the Mahabhat." The master said, "No, keep it here. I give sweets to the devotees." Who wants to send a messenger 100 times to the Mahabhat for sugar candy? Let it be here. Whoever comes to Sri Ramakrishna, he would always give some prasad. That's a very good tradition. In Bangalore, I used to see Yatishwanji. He would always keep a bottle full of sugar candy offered. Nobody would go without getting sugar candy. Anybody who sees Maharaj will be given prasad. So it was 11 o'clock in the morning. The devotees were gradually arriving from Calcutta. Balram, Narendra, and younger Naren, now Gopal, and a Vaishnava from Kotoa arrived. Rakhal and Latu were staying with Sri Ramakrishna. A Punjabi sadhu had been staying in the Panchavati for some days. The younger Naren had a tumor on his forehead. Sri Ramakrishna was strolling in the Panchavati with the devotees. He said to the younger Naren, "Why don't you have your tumor removed, operated on? It is not in the throat, but only on the forehead. That's a simple thing. People have their arthritis operated on." The Punjabi sadhu was going along a footpath in the garden. The master said, "I don't attract him. He has the attitude of a Jnani. I find him to be dry as wood." Sri Ramakrishna and the devotees returned to the master's room. The conversation turned to Shyampada Bhattacharya. We shall stop here. Any questions? You're welcome. Any question? You're welcome to ask. Truth is very simple, so you can't ask any question. If it is complicated, then questions come. It is very simple, So, very good. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. Own name streamed down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself, O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name that bought my weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord. In each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy. How huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust are the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean, he is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere, may all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery, may the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free, may good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy, may the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear, may the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied, for he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased, he being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.